Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Now this is usually the part where I give you a recap of the last episode. However, the last part I recorded doesn't have my microphone audio, so there's a whole hour of footage that cannot be uploaded because I don't have the commentary on it. So instead, we're gonna do a recap of what happened in that part that won't be uploaded. So basically, we're at the trial ladder of day 3. We had called upon Jake Marshall to testify for why his fingerprints had shown up in the evidence room. He adamantly says that his fingerprints only there because of course it'd be there. He shows up like once a month to pay respects to like the cases and whatnot. And it's only natural that his fingerprint would be there because that was his locker that we found his fingerprints on, and it was just a coincidence that there was blood there. However, after looking through the video more, only he could have been the one to show up in there because at some point his locker was open. At the beginning of the video, we see his locker is untouched, there's nothing there, but at the end of the footage, there's something hanging out of his locker, and only he could have done that because only his fingerprints react to the locker, and that's something he is unaware of. He is unaware of how the fingerprints work. And why he would have to even open his locker was because in his fight with Meekins, he got blood on the coat he was wearing for his Bruce Goodman disguise. So that had to be put back in the locker. And because he understands the cameras well enough, he knew how to move around the cameras so we didn't see him at all. And the whole reason he did all this, we got him to admit to stealing the ID card and dressing up as Bruce Goodman and just trying to get stuff out of his locker was because in the SL9 case that we had gotten from Gumshoe, his brother is listed as one of the victims of the Joe Dart killings. So he was in there to collect evidence, the evidence of that case, because he wanted more answers of it, because he didn't believe that his brother was actually killed by the serial killer they were after, and that there was more to it. And that was the reason he went in there to steal the evidence. However, he claims that when he got there, the evidence was already missing. And it ends up that we are back to where we were, that the murder that happened in the evidence room was not real. It was just a confrontation between Jake Marshall and Meekins. So, and the only reason Meekins, like, he attacked Meekins was because he couldn't show the ID card that he had because it was going to be true that it wasn't going to be him. And since that whole deal was fake, we go back to the one murder, which was Bruce Goodman in the parking lot, and that leaving only Lana. And we think that we're at a dead end there until Emma shows up and she brings up the other handprint we found, the one on Gumshoe's locker. And she's like, unfortunately, I don't have any information about the handprint. We can't get a fingerprint. But after thinking about it and looking back at the footage, we don't know, like, that it ends up it's not Jake's fingerprint. It's someone else. And during the whole time during the footage, that locker is blocked by the blue badger, meaning that handprint could have been there the whole time that incident was happening, meaning Bruce Goodman actually could have died in the evidence room way earlier and was probably moved. My assumption was that because the crime happened earlier, it was likely that the body was put in Edgeworth's car and moved to the prosecutor's office, and something unknown happened after. And we look over the ID report that we had, and it leaves only 2 spots. The, 10 minutes before Marshall goes into the evidence room is when Edgeworth goes in, everyone's like, oh, Edgeworth did it! And he's like, no, it would have been impossible. That's 10 minutes to kill someone and move the body. So we look back at our last slot, the 7/7s, and that could have been a very likely time that Bruce Goodman was actually killed. However, we cannot get an ID for that ID number because it would belong to someone of like a high ranking, someone like a chief executive, and we can't get that information because of like the privacy of just a higher authority, which leads me to my assumption that could only mean Lana, or in my eyes, Damon Grant. He is my suspect for this. And before we end it all, Marshall specifically asked Lana about that case and if they used forged evidence. She claims that it was a very important matter. It was a very drastic situation. It involved drastic measures, so she basically admits to the forging of evidence in that case. And that causes uproar. That causes that trial to close down. And now we are here, so hopefully I did a good job of remembering that part and getting as much information as we could. So basically, the incident in the evidence room, unrelated, fake murder. Marshall went to find evidence. It was already taken beforehand. Likely that Bruce Goodman went in with the actual murderer, died in the evidence room, it was moved, and that evidence is gone. So we gotta figure out whose ID that is. That is basically our main goal. We have to prove that it's not Lana. And we gotta figure out what's happening and why, because there's still a lot to this that we don't know yet. So let's get down to it. Yeah, I'm at day 3 investigation. I can't go, I don't believe I can go back, and it just wouldn't work not having the live reactions that I had, so let's just get to it now. Alright, February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. law offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Yeah. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Yeah, so she admitted to forgery. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dart killings. Yeah, so I went over the case file for that. So yeah, close, perpetrator, Joe Dark, yeah, crime, serial murder, sentence death. Victims, Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. So Neil Marshall was his brother, who was a prosecutor. He had once won the trophy that Edgeworth got. Trial data, head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana Skye and Emma Skye. So there are witnesses for this incident. Investigation Task Force, executive investigators Damon Grant, Lana Skye, head investigators Bruce Goodman, investigators Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. So far, everyone that has been involved with that case is involved in this case. And I believe Damon Grant is more involved than we're letting on. He's been too weird. Alright, sounds like everyone heard about these killings but me. Yeah, Phoenix was nothing all the time. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What? What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It's in the file! We just looked at it. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out suddenly. A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's not my fault. If I could just testify properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. So about that permanent picture. What did you see in the instance that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grow up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Well, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. I tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator. But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. Alright, that means we gotta move. Alright, February 24th. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. Didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Okay. Today's trial. I need another drink. Ugh. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Grant cracked together. Chief Grant? He was the deputy chief of the police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Oh, just Lana, fuck. I had the wrong voice. The Bon Grant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. I don't really idolize her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The real reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Grant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was the Mon Grant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Grant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office? We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. She's listed as the other witness. Lamont Grant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited till Grant and Marshall let their guard down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Grant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some paper while Grant and Marshall were questioning Dark. Oh my god. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. This is actually a really odd scene to look at. Huh. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. But yeah, why was he passed out? Jake did say that he suspected there was possibly, like, it was possible that Dark didn't kill his brother. That was something that he brought up. And Dark being passed out is very interesting. Maybe there was someone else there. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. That is also possible, but it doesn't make sense. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. What? I might have read that weird. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But the case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to exchange because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Yeah, that's why he sold the evidence. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Lamont Grant and I shared. The office that Mr. Grant now occupies by himself, the Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Is that where you want me to go, Phoenix? How do I get there? There we go. Nope. February 24th, Police Department entrance. Oh, hi Marshall. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought of things turn out this way when I woke up this morning. You stabbed a man, by the way. Sarah. I probably said that wrong. Apologies. Never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Should know my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. I got a text message, sorry. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's of voluntary appearance. But we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about it, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, Would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Let's talk. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means it was a different knife! It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 left behind. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about you. Oh, your brother, I mean. They're at the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just been detective when it went down. I had just made detective. Yeah. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the Kings of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Huh. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, there was thunder. Sorry. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. Tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. A star was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Grant and Lana Skye. The investigation lead. Fuck, I keep wanting to say lead, but it's not. The investigation lead, Damon Grant, and his second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Grant was the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She'd never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that she mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. Never found out. Lana's secret? It all started 2 years ago. Alright, I'm going to jail. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. Just one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. Ah, yeah. Edgeworth is kind of also just another victim in this. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Grant. Ah, there's your little tie-in. There's our bastard. I'm fucking pretty sure it's him. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. What'd you just do? Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. No, he was kind of cool in the end. Yeah, so there's our little tie-in. So he gave him, he's been all over Edgeworth about evidence too. I knew something was fucking weird about him. Do I go into criminal affairs? No, don't stop me again. I'm getting lightheaded from reading. February 24th, police station's criminal affairs department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Well, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth. Not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I know this because I work in retail. I think festive is the word usually I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Grant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us going there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Stop giving him information. Let him let us in. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Wait, no, fuck. Someone stop them. Ah, damn it. They're already going up. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? February 24th, Police Department Chief's Office. Oh, that's what plays the fucking music. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Yeah, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh, fuck, he's here. Ah! Oh, it's you two. Chief Grant. He put that paper he was reading on in his desk. So, Wright, have you been swimming lately? He keeps asking us this. No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. You're the fucking murderer, aren't you? I'm probably talking to the fucking killer. See that big picture on the wall over there? Yeah, so yeah, he got the thing. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I also think something's not right. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Wait. Wait. Where's the... So it's not just a shield, it's supposed to be a sword and shield. Oh, is this gonna be... This is probably the actual murder weapon that they're looking for. Because it also kind of is shaped like the switchblade, with the broken tip. Oh, I was wondering why we still had this stupid-ass trophy. It's because it's missing a piece. Oh, we're we're figuring things out. I'm pretty sure we're in the presence of our killer. Okay. Yeah, why give us this photo? I at first thought it was like the spear of like this mannequin, of like this suit of armor, I mean. But I think it's this. I think that's the different knife. Alright, Grant team picture photo at the award ceremony of Grant, Lana, and Neil. Oh, there's that vase! I just noticed it too. That's the vase that we have broken. Oh, I hate when he does this shit. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, yeah, you won't let us investigate. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Okay. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. I think I'm onto something. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Grant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. Oh, I can tell my washer's in the spin cycle because my monitor's shaking. I got a powerful washer. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. I think we gotta get something from someone. All right, February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm just taking a breather. My feet hurt from sitting so long. Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Ah, my washer. I don't know if anyone can hear it, but it's fucking rumbling now. It just does that. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. I gotta be there for my babe. I gotta be there for my Pookie. He needs me. Please someone check up on him. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. And sometimes I'm between. Okay, that's enough, Gumshoe. I'm usually between. No! That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. The falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Okay. So what's up? What's up, man? But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Wanda Sky's the guilty party here, isn't she? No offense, Emma. Regardless, the prosecutor's responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe for those who don't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work! Yes, sir! Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat! Yes, sir! You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir! Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. He's a big friendly guy. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. He's just a big friendly guy. Unlike this straw that's in my... Unlike this pencil that's in my ear all the time. Someone get it out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Stark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. So Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all, his murder weapon. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never failed to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Got it. Let's talk a little more, though. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident. An accident, yes. But it transformed him into an animal. He got the rush. He got that murder rush. The homicidal rush. That happens sometimes. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who was a kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then he was burying the bodies. A jogger came upon the scene, and it was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. So I wasn't clicking anything. It's just like this man, so he killed someone that witnessed, then some like woman, and then some kid that was also there, and then this jogger that walked up. So anyone that walked up died. Hey man, what's going on? Oh my god, what's happening? Oh my god! It's just it's that one like video where the dude just slaps everyone at the barbecue. I have no idea what that's from, by the way. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of the questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. Oh, okay, so it was like a bunch of serial killings that happened in the span of like 30 minutes. He just started going. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. Did you actually read the file? I'm starting to think you didn't read the file. That last witness, aka Emma. So we gotta present the switchblade. Oh goodness. About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's right, yeah, that was what was in the cloth. Wait, that's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. I caught it that time. I was actually fast clicking there. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick! Before you forget again. Oh, before he forgets. What if it, like, appears on a timer, and you have to do it really fast or he forgets? This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. I had to. Yeah, well, he totally had to look at it again. Yeah, well, okay. Anyways, I love Detective Gumshoe. He's definitely my favorite character in the series. I love you, Detective Gumshoe. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Stark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report, stabbed in the back, died from puncture, heart, and lung. A knife tip was in the wounds. Okay. Switchblade. The broken tip was found in the victim's body, belongs to murdered Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Grant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted. The day he died. Sorry, I read that weird. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. I wonder if we need to get... I wonder if we gotta go... I wonder if I have to go... Oh! I was actually on my way to talk to, I was gonna go to Edgeworth to see if he will do anything, because as we know, Gumshoe will bow down to any word of Edgeworth's. I bet we can get permission from Edgeworth or something. Okay, February 24th, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. No, but it was likely that he was actually murdered at 4:20. Oh my god. Because they were like, it had to have happened before Meekins went in there originally to put away the Blue Badger. But it couldn't have been this soon, because there's so little time between all of this for that to have happened, so it can only have been here. But we don't know whose ID this is yet. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. We've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Edgeworth! Edgeworth! We need help. Edgeworth. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Sure, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm ready for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. We need help. We need help. We. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. There's been a lot of trust. If that bond is broken, you stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? Huh. Yeah, how are we doing tomorrow's trial? Who are we gonna possibly have brought up? I was getting a drinky drink. I need to refill my cup. I'm drinking too much water. First last year's trial, now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. Fuck, he's on to me. To be honest, he's getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are baking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists were twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been a part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing in my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture? Something seems strange about it. Let's still talk about other things. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? Let me guess. Did my Grant happen to tell you to come back to the office? This. Oh yeah, Chief Grant. Yeah. Huh. Was this set up against Edgeworth originally? I keep thinking that. And Lana just happened to swoop in or something. That's been my thought this whole time. I'm on to you, Grant. I'm pretty sure it's you. I just don't have a reason yet. Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. But did he tell you why? So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. I think Phoenix is slowly keying in as well. His brain is also like, wait a minute. Because I'm pretty sure it was set up that Miles moved the body because the murder happened earlier than we thought. So the body was possibly put into the trunk and moved. What Angel saw is unclear to me. We need to show him the picture. The picture. Maybe I should click the right button that time. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Grant's office. Like how I got a photo of it before we left? I took a quick snapshot on my Polaroid camera. Like it? Very cute, Phoenix. Thank you. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes. That trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. It's missing a knife-like object. Oh, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. We're gonna have to talk about it now? Fuck. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Let's tell it for the stupid people in the room who doesn't know. Ha 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 ha. Very well. Wait, I know the story. Shh, no you don't. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very persuasive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. That's interesting. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolizes... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? I'll have to ask Chief Grant. Of course! Of course! We're gonna have to ask Chief Grant. Huh. His name's popped up more recently. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Grant. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Chief Grant's behest, giving it its current form. I wonder if it was, I don't know, covered in blood. I'm onto his shits. I'm onto you. Okay. I'm gonna look at this because I noticed he dropped it earlier. I wonder what he was trying to write, what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth's sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what the girl's doing crawling under my feet. Hold on. Let me see what the fuck is happening under my desk before I check out if Gumshoe's dead or not. He didn't even look. What? Letter of If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. No! Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I'm so tired, Finn! I'm so tired, Finn. I'm so tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. Oh, this scene now gives me context for something new that I just wasn't aware of. Okay, look at me. And the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. Can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright! Please, you have to do something. What do I do? It's not a resignation. I wonder if I could use it for something. What would I... Oh, I think I know what I have to use it for. Come show he's gonna fucking quit. Let us into our office. Yes, sir. Can't let my Pookie down. We gotta get him out of here. We gotta get him out of this hole. I think that's what we have to use it for. Edgeworth's letter of resignation. Edgeworth's discarded letter of resignation. He's serious. Oh my god. Ah, okay. I'll be off now. February 24th, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Excuse me. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I haven't received my last thing. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? Star. Guess she's out of lunches. Yeah, it's just beef. She just handed me beef. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a catnip discovered milk. Oh, why did you... I mean... Yeah, probably. Still, never thought you'd be digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone's trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred at the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? Right. The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Star's hatred towards Lana. It's all date back to 2 years ago. Hey, I got it! Lunchbox specialist. Check out every lunchbox Angel Star has to offer. Yay! We finally got that one. Yeah, you can only get that if you specifically choose a bunch of wrong options too. So let's get down to business. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Bitch always got food on her mind. Oh, poor old Jake Marshall. Must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. I thought I heard my phone go off again. It was not true. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put together on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana Skye and Chief Grant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After the case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. But things quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. Yeah. She was being used? Devon Grant and Lana Skye. Grant led the investigation with Lana as second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Devon Grant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh yes. There were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. Take it she's talking about his forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh, yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Oh. So is that like her whole thing? Just watching someone so caring change to be so awful? Ah, my eye had a tingle. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Grant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. Then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. Ah, so he's not as nice as he seems then. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last. Finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisines. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Hell yeah. Alright, let's go deliver this letter of resignation to a gumshoe. I wish I had more water. February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Burn coffee, copying files. I'm turning to a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. Gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. The office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. How about this? What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Oh. It's just that scene from Ratatouille where he's just like looking it over and suddenly just looks up. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? Can't believe they've pushed him to this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective? That's it. I've made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. You can't do that if someone found out. They won't let you off the hook with with another lost item report. Look at me. So seeking I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's ID, a police department ID card, allows access to areas of the PD open to detectives. Alright, thanks, Gumshoe. February 24th, Police Department Chief's Office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. If anyone finds this now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Owie. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. I think he also wants to investigate. If you're here, what's the point in giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! Fuck! Hardly ever got a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Talk to him. The desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Grant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. It's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one's ever touched that desk? No one except Chief Grant. And that cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Or is there? Can I ask you something? Sure. You all came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now let's look around a bit more. What are you on about, Gumshoe? Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy. Oh, what is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Grant might be a suspect, do you? Ah. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Grant, so it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. I wonder if Phoenix has been on his ass this whole time. I think Phoenix has been on to him. Here you go, ignoring me again. Okay, let's take a look around. That's not safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Oh, I think I know what it is too. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You gotta try my birthday. Don't, it's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. I think I know what it is. 7 digits. Why, it could just be... It might just be 7 sevens. Bingo. Motherfucker, I think we got him. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? I love the idea that it's just like, yes, birthdays. Birthdays are such a common password. Oh my god. 7777777. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Grant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Yeah, let's look inside. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? I need to know just in case he does go to jail. And someone needs to take care of his money while he's in jail. Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. It's that missing vase piece. I remember seeing it in the photo. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think that chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh. That was just thought. It's okay, we cherish your thoughts, Gumshoe. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so, it's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you could prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck in the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Oh, we can show him... Where is it? Oh, yeah. The vase, the jar. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the 3 of us put that back together. Oh, those were the days. That was yesterday. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Was this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Does this thing ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? The what? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Oh, the one in the safe? Yeah, that one in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble the fragments. Here, let me see with that shard. I'll take a crack at it. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I could piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Grant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here it goes. Okay. Do I just combine it here? Oh yeah, I think this is just all I need to do. Yay! Here. There. Fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Grant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in a safe. In other words, he could steal a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line. It's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Grant hide this in a safe? Evidence from the SL9 incident. Final fragment found in Chief Grant's safe. Blood traces. And we probably need to... Yeah. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Yeah, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints. That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking your hand out like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. I already have your fingerprints, dumbass. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Oh! Huh? My fingerprints. Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, haha. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh. Where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed to the print below, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Right, let's get this over with. Oh, I thought I was actually printing the whole leather strap a bit. How's it going? Give it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Look at my dust everywhere. Oh, that's also a shitty print. Am I giving my best shot? Kind of result? Okay. I guess I just have to go through the fingers till I find a good one. That should be good. Oh! That looks fingerprinty. Whoosh. Fuck. Code it. There we go. Yeah, that's a fingerprint. Alright, let's give it a look. No. Almost. No. Yes. It's Emma's fingerprint. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here. Maybe you should hold on to this. Piece of cloth found in Chief Grant's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma Sky's prints. That is interesting. Why are her prints on just this piece of cloth? I guess we gotta... Oh, we should probably check his desk because he was doing something. Wow, look at the size of Chief Grant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Grant! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look, the case name. Huh? SL9 incident? Wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence list. Normally, they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. Oh, that means this is the second half of the evidence list. That's why it's supposed to be twice as long. They only had 1 page of it. He had the second page. Half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Evidence list of evidence of the SL9 incident was ripped in half, so this part is all I've got. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, you're able to get some hard evidence. Uh-oh. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Oh, no! Said that right. You in the coat. Chief Grant! I didn't think he'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking into my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, and you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID card on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir. Now get out. Yes, sir. Damn. We'll be on our way too then. Wait. You're the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Oh, you're talking about Emma. Me, sir? No. I don't want to leave her with you. I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. I don't want to leave you with a minor. Do not. Emma, get away from him. Mr. Wright? Oh, no, this is bad. No, this is so bad. Look, pal, I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but I do. But if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Grant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why was she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, listen to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. I think that means we gotta go talk to Lana. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. No! So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Alright. February 24th, Detention Center Visitors Room. I see. So Chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. So you stop thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you.
I'm rather jealous.
Yeah.
Alright. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth.
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story.
I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first.
You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence.
That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person?
Protecting? No. I think you're afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of?
The one I'm supposedly so frightened of.
What is this person's name?
Oh, good, he's first to the list. Boop.
Well, Miss Skye? Mr. Wright? You're addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. Take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes?
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Grant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Grant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The original party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was
me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Grant.
If you intend to accuse Chief Grant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Grant falsified evidence in that case.
Yeah, what about this thing I found in his desk that I stole?
I just found this in a safe in the chief's office.
That's not what I found, but yeah. Oh, the jar of peas and a piece of cloth.
Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Grant himself.
Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder.
I wonder if it's to protect Emma. I wonder if he threatens Emma or something. That's very likely, actually.
Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. And the murder of Detective Goodman? Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate.
Your orders.
Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. Yeah, so he was already dead. It was moved to the prosecutor's office. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected.
Oh, that's me. Just as I suspected.
Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. Oh!
I see now. That would make sense then. I was wondering, yeah, because there's just this other knife floating around. Where did we find the other knife again? I can't remember. Oh, it's in the muffler. That's right. She hid the actual knife in the muffler and stabbed him with a different knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him.
Yeah. When it kept showing, like, the images, he either looked like not Bruce Goodman or he was just already, like, limp or dead. It wouldn't show us him.
That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that's the reason for the bandages on your right hand.
Yes, it seems like I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. A Star, huh?
So Star was an innocent party, kind of, in this. She had, like, a very biased, like, viewpoint. But she did see what she saw. And Jake Marshall was just someone else also caught up in all this. So is Beacons.
Why'd you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. Never want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible.
So you hid Dark's knife.
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it.
In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident.
Ah. That's why she knows.
About Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Grant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help.
I'm running out of breath. Please be done soon.
He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on his own escapade, an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things to his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room.
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial? There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons.
I've got to get to the bottom of everything.
Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago.
To be continued. Hell yeah, this is actually a very intense case. This is a good one. Yeah. And it looks like my audio's capturing, so we won't lose any of this, hopefully. So yeah, I'll have that big recap. And then tomorrow, not tomorrow, I guess in-game tomorrow, the final day, the final investigation. So I think we got one more part for Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It all comes down to this. I'm pretty sure Grant is our killer. I think he actually killed Marshall as well. I think that's what's gonna end up happening. Because Jake was so insistent that there was something weird about how his brother died. And there was. Apparently the serial killer was just also knocked out. I don't know. I feel like there was another person there. I think we have another Von Karma incident where it's just another guy was there. But yeah, this is... We're getting to the final conclusion of this. This is great. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.